This is Laura with Mom Envy, and I'm here today to show you how to download all of the files from your Mega Meal Planning Kit. When you click the link inside of your Start Here document, you will be taken to the Mega Meal Planning Google Drive folder, and this is where you're going to download everything from. Now, your view may look a little bit different because I'm doing list view. Up here in the right-hand corner, you'll see what looks like a little grid. If you click that, it changes it to a grid view, or it goes back to a list view. So for today's example, I'm going to be using the list view because I think it's a little bit easier to follow. So first, if you're downloading the printable planning files, you're going to find those here in your printable planning files folder. If you double click it, you will then see that you have two options, letter size and classic happy planner size. You have all of the same documents in both folders, just one is a different type of size. I'm going to use the letter size folder for today's example. So again, I will double click that. From there, you get to choose a color. I've given you 3 different color options for this planner because not everybody's style is the same. You can go with a brights version, which has bright, bold colors, a grayscale version, which is all blacks and whites and grays, or a neutral version, which has very soft tones. I'm going to use the brights version. Within each of your color folders, you are going to have 9 different subsections. I have divided it by each section so that you can print just the things that you need. Everybody's use of their planner is going to look a little different. Some people aren't going to want to have maybe the recipe section, or maybe some people don't want to have shopping lists. By dividing it this way, you are going to download only the items that are most important to you. Now, if you'd like to download it all, that's really simple. Up here in the right-hand corner, you can see a blue link that says download all. When I click that, it would download the entire thing to my computer. In the first section, in the first folder, you will have a cover, and this is your cover with its conversion page on the back. I print mine front to back, which you can see in my other video, but you can choose to print them on a single page if you'd like as well. The next page would be your planner belongs to page, and some people would like to print this because it makes it look more like a real planner, but it's definitely not needed. Now, once you're within here and you want to download the file, you have a couple of different options. Number one, you can still go up here to where it says download all and click this. And as you can see, it says it's preparing to download down in the bottom right-hand corner. And then I will choose where I would like for this to go. And so I've just made a folder on my desktop and I'll click save. So that's one option. The second option that you have is you can, when you hover over top of your file, if you hover, you see this little download button comes up and you can click download. Now, I would show you guys what happens when I click this to download it and save it, but unfortunately, because I am in an incognito window so that it looks like what you're using, Google Drive will not let me download it. So if I click this though, and you click this, it'll download again, it'll ask you where to save it, and you can decide where to save it. The third and final option would be when you click on the file that you would like, up in the top right-hand corner, you have this little, what looks to be almost like a little box of some sort with an arrow pointing down into it. If you click that, it will download. So you click it and it'll do exactly, again, I can't click it, this one either apparently because I'm in incognito, but if you click that, it will again ask you where you'd like to save it and it'll download it. In the second folder, you're going to get your calendar. You have 2 different types of calendars. You have a monthly only version, and you also have the standard weekly version. So let me show you what the monthly version looks like. You'll have your calendar divider. You purposely have a blank page for those of you that would like to print this front to back. It'll make sure it prints correctly. Then you will have a divider for each month. Next, you will have the left side of the monthly calendar and then the right side of the monthly calendar. You will have a blank page and then you will go into the next divider for February. The blank page again is set up so that people who are printing front to back, this prints perfectly. If you were going to do the weekly one, it's pretty much the same, only after the monthly, you will then have 5 weeks of planning. On the left side page, you will have your breakfast, lunch, and dinner planner for every single day of the week. And on the right side, you have a place to do your shopping list for the week and also take some notes. The next section would be our shopping list section. In the shopping list section, you have a shopping list that you can print over and over again as many times as you need. You can either print them each on a single page or you can print it front to back so that you have one single page. You also have a divider if you're making a planner. Next, you have the inventory section. Just like with the shopping section, you'll have a divider that you can print just one of. And then you will have your inventory that you can print over and over again as much as you need. The next section after that is your favorite meal section, where you can list your favorite meals. I have left the very top categories where it's pink blank because not everybody has the same type of categories. For example, my family eats chicken and beef and pork. Meanwhile, my sister's family is a vegetarian family, so they wouldn't have all of those categories. And I wanted to make this as usable for every person that downloads it. So all you're going to do at the top is write in what your category is on the pink, and then you can list your favorite meals underneath. This is my favorite section of the entire planner because I think that it makes planning so much easier. The next section you have is your meals to try section. And again, you're going to have your divider that you can print, and then you're going to have your meals to try that is just like your favorite meals. After that, you're going to get into the recipe section of the planner. Now, some of you may want to print a recipe binder standalone on its own, separate of the planner, and these two sections, 7A and 7B, would be the sections that you would print. So you have your dividers to print single-sided, and you'll have a divider for every single category of recipes. Then under your recipe pages, I've given you a couple of different options. You have your recipe page, just your basic one, that looks like this, and it's 2 pages that you can either print front to back or you can print single pages for. Next, you have the same thing, only there's a section here for you to put in a picture. So maybe you want to take pictures of you and your family making that recipe, or you want to take pictures of what the completed item looks like. This is where you would place it. The next would be the recipe on a single page. Some people I know would prefer to have your recipe be on a single page. For me, this is just not enough room to write because I write pretty big, but it's still an option here for you if you'd like to use it. Then I've given you an extra directions page, and this is for those recipes that get a little bit too long, or maybe you printed the single page one and then you realize you needed more space. And again, just like with our other things, you can print it over and over and over again. What I like to do is to print a bunch of them and have them ready to go so that anytime I find a new recipe, I can fill it in and then put it into my binder. But you can print it however you'd like. The next section I have is just some extra pages. This would be just some basic note pages if you want to add them to your planner. And I've given you 2 pages for every single one so that you can print them front to back. But if you don't want to do that, you can just print 1 page. Just say print the first page. So you've got a 2 column, you have a 3 column, a dot grid, a graph paper, a lined paper, and a notebook paper that's supposed to look like a typical notebook paper. Then you have a to-do list, and then you also have a wide ruled paper if you write a little bit larger. So within that section, you have your dividers. So if you want to print dividers to keep notes in the back, or if you want to put stickers in the back of your planner, or if you want to have a separate thing for the templates for all of the different options of papers, maybe you want to print like 2 or 3 of each different type and you want to keep them in the planner, this is where you can put them behind that divider. And then the very last folder is actually all of the individual files that you find in folders 1 through 8. The difference is that they're just all in one folder, and I did this because I know some people prefer just to use it this way. And so that is it. That's how you're going to download your printable planning files. Once you've downloaded your planner, now you can download the files if you'd like to make planner stickers. To do that, you're going to go back up here to the very first section, which says Mega Meal Planning Bundle, and click on that. And from there, you'll see the folder with planner stickers. Now, if you're going to be printing a planner, I assume you're going to want to use the printable stickers, so that's what I'm going to be talking about. If you'd like to learn how to use the digital ones, then go ahead and go watch my How to Download Your Digital Planner, and you'll find the section in there. So you're going to click on your printable stickers. Within there, you have 4 different folders. Now, if you're using a Cricut or a Silhouette, I really would like you to download the files that are labeled with your brand of craft cutter. The reason I say this is that they're both designed very specifically for your product. I have a Cricut Maker and I have a Silhouette Cameo. And so I've designed these to work with those specific things. Now, it's not saying that your Cricut files aren't going to work in your Silhouette. It's just that they're made to be smaller because Cricut print and cut is a much smaller scale. So if you have a Cricut, you're going to download these files. And you have it by colors. You have brights, your grayscales, and your neutrals. And within there, you can see all of your different stickers that you have available. Then you also have a folder for all your colors, and these are just going to be kind of your cutesy stickers that I've made. As you can see, these are PNG files, so what's nice is that once you upload them into Cricut, they will automatically know where the cut line is, and they are sized perfectly so that Cricut's not going to yell at you and say that it's too big for the canvas. These are made to fit in Design Space. If you are somebody who does not have a craft machine, you can use the hand-cut PDF files. And just like the Cricut ones, you will get your stickers here. That one just didn't fully load. So you'll get all of your stickers, and you can cut them by hand. And you can, I would suggest you leave a little bit of white around your stickers that, let's see, like your cutesy ones. I would just go around and leave a little white border because I think it just looks a little bit nicer. Then you have your Silhouette cut files, and these are actual Silhouette Studio files. So you're going to want to make sure if you're using a Silhouette, download these files because they are ready to go. The cut lines are in there. They're already ready for print and cut. They're sized perfectly, so you don't have to do anything but download them and cut them. Then for people who are using another type of cutting machine, I'm not sure if I'm going to have anybody using like a Brother machine or something like that, but just in case, I gave you a transparent PNG files as well. And everybody's cut machine is different on the scale that it can do print and cut. So if this is too large, you just may have to shrink it down a little bit. And that's it. That's how you are going to download your stickers.